Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
And good morning, everyone watching. It is January 26th, 2026. And it is 1 degree outside here in Chicago. And
Balmy.
everywhere across the country is feeling weather today. Tom is not going to work because in New York, they have, I don't know how many inches of snow and ice. And I'll check in with him after the show. And I was just saying to Kyle that I walked the dogs today and it felt balmy at 1 degree. I'm Ann Rossley, here with Kyle Harvey. We sell real estate in downtown Chicago. And today we're going to talk about living in a cold environment and how you take care of your home. We're also going to talk about the market. And it's good to see you today.
Good to see you. Yes. And it's cold. I mean, above zero, okay. Below zero, not so okay.
Not so much.
Not
No.
so much. Anyway,
We should have shot the show from the Pedway.
no.
Hey, that is a cool thing. People, if you don't know about the Chicago Pedway, you can walk all around the loop underneath the ground and stay warm.
I used to when we worked in First National, which is to go to federal court in cold days.
Yeah.
I'd go into the subway and walk the platform all the way to the stop for the federal court. I'm out.
It's a cool trek.
Such big babies, but you know what? It worked.
Yeah, absolutely right. So we have, the weather is obviously a big topic across the country. We're going to bring it into real estate today. I'm going to do a little stats thing, but it's going to be different because if you watched last week, you know, we have like no inventory in Chicago, historic lows on all fronts, all price points, all property types. And I don't want to tell that story again. So I'm going to tell a different story today.
She's gonna make one up.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Wait, let me get rid of our cup here. There we go. All right. What does it cost to buy a 2-bedroom condo?
Excellent.
All right. Oh, wait, go back. Let's enjoy the photos. This is not winter.
These are all the price points in this cute picture. Sure.
Yeah. Very price points. Okay. So this is, if you've watched before, sometimes we do this neighborhood pricing study. In this case, I took it all the way down just to 2 bedrooms. Okay. And the percent that you see is the percent year over year. If you look at a 5-year trend, they're up, similar to single family homes, like 20%, 30%, whatever, over 5 years. But this is just in 1 year. Now, let's start at the top right with Lincoln Park.
Oh, good Lord.
You and I have known that Lincoln Park has been a feeding frenzy over the last 12 months, right?
Something comes on, it goes off. Comes on, goes off. Multiple offers. Crazy town. So the median sales price for a 2-bedroom now is $587,500, and that's up almost 15% versus last year. And then the other number I threw in there was price per square foot, because, some neighborhoods may have smaller square footage, right? Or whatever. So I just kind of wanted to look at that. Oh, I love a good warm tea. And Lincoln Park has a lot of tiny ones. So that's a really high price per square foot, $453.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So the near north, which is Gold Coast, River North, Streeterville, $445. Now, here's the thing, it has a lot more smaller units. And by looking at 2 bedrooms here, we're teasing that out.
Yeah.
Meaning that if you looked at the median sales price in the River North, it would be more like $420.
Right.
That's because there are so many studios and ones in the near north neighborhood. Yes. Okay, I'm making sense. But so, and the other thing is, at first blush, it appears that in general, near north hasn't seen a big price increase. But when you look at these 2 bedrooms, 6% in 12 months, that's a good price increase.
But we'll all take it. Florida would take it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the average price per square foot is $406. Now, I would say that's because we have more of an aging housing stock. Wouldn't you say that?
We have Sandberg. We have a lot of sort of mid-century, absolutely, throughout here. There are also some conversions from factories, turned them into condos, and those are okay. But it's a lot, that's Streeterville, some of the smaller mid-century buildings in Street. It's reflective of what you can do.
Right. Loop 403 with an average price. Now, see, the average price per square foot is not so far off of the near north. Look at that at 402. So the price per square foot is pretty similar, but the cost of a condo is less.
So we have two. Well, first of all, there aren't many. Are there? Well, yeah, I guess there are in the Loop. They're getting more.
Well, so here's the thing. You've got your bread and butter 2 bedrooms over in Lakeshore East, right?
Yes. And those are aging. Some of those are aging.
Yeah, like at the Lancaster. The negative 1.5 is not a mistake. I put that in there because it was the only neighborhood of all of these where the price per square foot dropped on a 2-bedroom.
Wait. But the price, we have 1.5 above it and 1.5 below it. Tell me, explain that.
So 1.5 above means that the 403 price point is 1.5% higher than it was a year ago.
But yet the price per square foot dropped.
Yes.
Math, people,
math. I know. Well, and I think we're selling more of the regular priced and not the St. Regis 2 bedrooms.
Yes.
I think that could be impacting it. So
does the St. Regis have 2 bedrooms? I guess
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they have ones too. All right, 400,000 for the near south side, which is like South Loop and a little farther down. At $345 a square foot. Now head over to near west side, and near west side is kind of a weird area. It includes West Loop, like that area north of 290, and it includes Tri-Taylor. 419.5 up 2.9%, but look at the average price per square foot of $358. Now, if you really want to dissect the numbers, what you have south of 290 is going to be very different than north of 290.
Because there's some bigger places in there, so.
Yeah. The other thing that I found really interesting is look at Westtown.
Yeah.
500,000, and that has for a long time been a big appreciating area. Get Bucktown, Wicker Park, Ukrainian Village, right? And it's settled down in terms of price appreciation, and its price per square foot is $379.
Again,
and they're bigger 2 bedrooms over there. Yeah. And then Logan, which was hot. Everybody was like, we got to buy in Logan, is up 4%, and it's at 440. So, I mean, yeah. It's
good. Listen, all in the green
Yeah, and I think it's up now to 440 because most of the 2 bedrooms are new construction 2 bedrooms.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of new construction going on over there. All right, so let's go over here to the more northern lakefront communities.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Wow. All right, North Center is still hot. 480, but so look at this. 485, almost the same as if you buy in Lakeview, but they're very different. Lakeview gives you Southport corridor and, along the lakefront for a 2 bedroom. So it's 486.5 and it's $353 a square foot.
Yeah.
North Center's $382 a square foot and $485. And that's like Roscoe Village, some of these newer construction boutique buildings. Lincoln Square has really come up too, up at $350. And then, Edgewater at $336.5. That's actually really high when you consider all those Sheridan Road condos.
No, though I've been following some of the better buildings in the Sheridan Road condos, which are still quite a good deal, and they're rising in price.
Yeah.
And Uptown, which for a long time never budged, is doing well, and they have big condos, big
Yeah.
condos in there. So it's a really
Right.
big deal. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, I thought that was worth a look, and I'm going to tie it into like a 2-bedroom. I'm going to show you later on in the show, but sometimes people just say, "What does it cost to get a 2-bedroom?" So now you know, folks.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to bring up is it the first one? So Kyle dug deep into winter
People,
readiness. I
look,
love that photo. That's
look
beautiful.
how pretty I made that deck. Now,
Okay, can I say something?
yeah.
Let's tell the folks what we talked
No,
about.
no. I want them to think that I did this myself.
Well, no, you did this beautiful slide presentation.
I did.
I, like a dum-dum, spent 45 minutes trying to come up with a pretty, like, thing for us. Did you see it this morning?
No,
It's
no.
horrendous. Oh, it's horrendous. What I did was I took you and me, did a
Uh-huh,
background remover, and then I put this picture I took from 1550 Lakeshore Drive in the background, which is winter.
uh-huh.
Your winter shot looks
Yeah.
beautiful. Mine looks horrendous.
No.
It is so ugly. I am so sorry. When you look at it, you'll go, I cannot believe she put that up there. So,
Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing it, people, because I have not seen it yet. Okay, so winter readiness. So these are for houses. And isn't that pretty? Doesn't that look
it's
beautiful?
gorgeous. Yes.
And that's what it
That's
looks
how
like
it looks
outside.
everywhere in Chicago, folks.
Yeah, sorry. So the checklist. And we're going to go through each of these. I'm not going to go into it now, but we're going to talk about how to, and this is actually a smart one, sealing the envelope. We're going to concentrate on windows, doors, insulation in the attic. All of this is going to keep your house in good enough shape to survive this nonsense.
Yes.
First, plumbing. Disconnect. You should have done this a long time ago, and most of you have, but you've got to turn off garden hoses, turn off the indoor shutoff valve for outdoor spigots, and drain the lines. Now, a friend of mine, did you know, Anne, that the city of Chicago, in its wisdom, required new construction to put water lines up on the roof for firemen? Put a water line up on the roof. I know. What? And theirs froze, destroyed the whole house, caused a leak that destroyed the entire house. So you've got to be vigilant.
Yeah.
Sure, exposed pipes and unheated areas like a crawl space, basement, garage are wrapped with foam sleeves. And in extreme freezes, keep a slow drip going. I thought it was to keep ice from forming, and it's not. It's to let go of the pressure. I didn't know that. Okay. So do those things on your house. Swap the air filters on your furnace. You and I talk about it spring and fall having somebody come in to service your furnace and service your AC machines, because it makes sense. Make sure your smoke detectors are smoke and carbon monoxide detectors, and make sure that they're working. If you've got a chimney, have it swept. And also, if you're not doing fires, make sure your flue is closed, because heat escapes through the flue. And again, carbon monoxide. Surprisingly, there are people who do not clean their gutters, and that is a recipe for disaster. We are also getting a lot of ice on trees. I've been looking out my window on the trees, and they're all covered in ice and snow, and you don't want a big tree limb coming down on your house. So during the warmer months, you're going to do tree trimming and get all the ice melt you can for your steps. I don't know about you. I watch Instagram, and the feed, there's something wrong with me because the algorithm shows me people slipping on ice, and I try not to laugh.
That's funny. I have to say this. So, when we lived in our house, we had a lot of gutters. And who cleaned them we had a group of firemen that on their off hours
would go around.
Like 4 guys would come and they go and they'd clean it all up. And it was perfect. They're not afraid of being on ladders, like I am.
Yes.
They come in, because the firemen work like on so many days and then they're off so many days. It gives them a chance to do some side gigs. And so, yeah, so that was, and I didn't have to get up on my ladders.
So I also, my Instagram feed, I live in a condo, people. I don't know why this is in my Instagram feed. Have these gutter covers, gutter protectors. And I asked my sister who's got a house if she's got them. She says yes. And yet still, you got to make sure they're clear.
Right, because the leaves can just sit and cover. Yeah, they have to be. Yeah.
All of it. So anyway, there you go, people.
All right.
But those are the key things. But again, if you do the things to make sure your envelope, your house, the exterior, is intact, well insulated, without risks of water damage by interior pipes bursting, whatever, and you'll be okay. But you got to do that work, and it's not fun. Then we have condos. See?
That's a lovely picture.
Well, AI helped with that picture, people. I did not choose that picture.
Oh.
So there's two, it's interesting. So shared risk. When you live in a condo, one of the benefits of living in a condo is it's not all on you. The condo association, especially if you live in a building with an engineering team, is going to take care of most of it. If you're in one of these three-owner condos, it's tricky because you need to be much more on it, even though you're sharing risk, but you're sharing risk across three, and you're sharing risk with three other non-professionals. So, just heads up. Yes, you could pay a low HOA, but no, you got to know these things and do things yourself. Treat it like, if you were in one of those small condos, treat it like a single family home. The key focus areas for you then will be your internal climate control, your windows and slider maintenance, vacation prep, and insurance review. I leave my thermostats at 65, just because, but you could go to 55, but not anything below that. You're not going to want to do that. What do you do, Anne, for your condo when you go out of town?
Oh, yeah. I typically keep it at about 60.
Okay.
But we get notices, and I see notices in properties that I list where the building always says keep it at least at 55.
Okay,
So,
good.
which is pretty easy to do in most units because of the ambient heat coming, If you're in a condo, you've got that negative pressure where they heat the hallways and the air comes in under your door. So,
and then goes out through the shared.
Yeah, ventilation.
So I thought this was interesting. Ensure furniture or heavy drapes aren't blocking heaters.
We forget that all the time, don't we? Because everybody puts their furniture where they think it's aesthetically pleasing and forget that. Yeah.
So pay attention to where the vents are, and especially if and they almost always are against exterior walls.
Yeah.
Right. And replace all filters or have the building replace them.
Right.
Most buildings will do that. And you don't want any blower motors to burn out. That would make it really cold. So, and I've got a new condo coming at 1500 Sheridan, where I don't know yet, because I'm not touching it, the slider condition right now. And I don't want to touch it when it's 5 degrees, 1 degree. But you got to pay attention to your sliders, especially in this cold. And you don't want to, if you do not need to open a slider during an extreme cold, do not do it, because you do not want that thing to come off its block. Oh, good Lord. Yeah. Notice whether there are leaks around your windows, and do things you can get in the short run. You can either get those, like they have for doors, a pillow, like a bean pillow that you can put up against there to block the cold coming in. Have you ever done the film on the windows, the extra film?
I have not.
A double pane window? I've seen
I have clients who have, and it is helpful.
And it is helpful in extreme if you've got a leak problem, whatever, but just do all of those things and make sure before the cold comes to close your windows entirely so they lock, so that whatever you have is as sealed as possible.
Right. Good.
Yeah, it's draft stoppers. That's what those beanbag things are called.
Well, the other thing that I have a listing in a building where they send a note to the owners saying, don't let your shades come all the way to the sill, because if you don't have the airflow, you're going to get condensation freezing on the bottom of that window. And then in
Over
this
time.
building, it's wooden sills. So then that wood gets wet
I
and
didn't realize that.
Mhm.
So how much space do they ask you to keep? An inch or 2 inches?
They didn't say, they just said,
Okay.
don't take it to the bottom. So I think,
Yeah,
oh,
good to know. So just yes, do all those good things. So this I thought was interesting. Perimeter cabinets. If you've got cabinets in the kitchen or bath that are by an outside facing wall, keep the cabinet
Yeah.
doors open to protect the pipes.
And that's true in a single family home as well. But yes, 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 yes.
I went into a club's a little bathroom in a club recently, and they keep the cabinet doors shut, and it was freezing in there. And I went out after I finished. I went out and opened all the doors because it's too cold. It's like being in an outhouse, and
Yeah.
two, gotta protect those pipes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So you should all know in each of the bathrooms and in the kitchen where the main shutoff is. So sometimes there isn't one shutoff, but there's shutoffs in each bath, in each room that has water. Know where they are and how to turn them off in case there's a leak.
Yeah. Good.
And the visual. Okay, there's a visual. There was a visual showing this, and I somehow forgot to put that in. Okay, stop the water. This is if you're going out of town. Stop the water, open faucets, and know your emergency contact.
Yeah.
I'm going to also say this for people who live in big condo buildings. Let management know that you're going to be out of town and have the engineering staff come by every day if it's super cold like this, or every other day, or once a week if it's not super
just
cold.
to check on it. Absolutely.
Your neighbors will appreciate it. And remember the shared risk. Something happens to your unit, it doesn't just affect your unit. It can really affect the ones below you and the ones below them, and it can go down 4 or 5 flights. Water damage. So really, you've got to do these. You've got to take care of for yourself, but also for everybody else.
Absolutely.
And have enough insurance. But the condo association will likely tell you how much insurance you have to have. But nobody wants to clean up water damage in the middle of winter. Oh.
No.
No.
Nobody.
So you've got some pretty properties to show us.
Well, I want to show you one thing first.
Uh-oh.
Can you see that?
I can. It's Wellington.
Yes, it's Wellington, corner of Clark and Wellington. So I was just talking about 2 bedrooms, and there was a reason for that. This is a 2-bedroom that is on the market. I wanted to share it with you. And I want you to guess the price. It's a walk-up.
In Lincoln Park, or no, in Lakeview, Wellington.
Wellington. Well, yeah, just north of Lincoln Park and very close to the lake. You're about 5 blocks from the park.
I'm picturing it in my mind's eye. Okay.
Okay.
2 bedrooms. How many square feet? Oh, it's big.
1,100.
No, it looks bigger than that.
I know it does, but that's what they
Okay,
said.
it's good photography, people.
It's very good. Okay. Kitschy kitchen. See the green and the pink tile?
2 windows.
Yeah. Cute, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you first,
Mm-hmm.
what price you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Exterior parking here.
1 or 2 spots?
1.
course it is. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath or 2 baths?
1 bath. Just the one that you saw.
$425.
That is a really good guess. They put it on for $375.
Wow.
And
Okay.
and that was based on comparables in the building.
Yes.
So, I mean, they were not just putting it down, just okay.
No, that's
So
actually a good price.
Uh-huh.
How many offers?
That's what I was gonna ask you next. How many it was on just the weekend.
So if it was on at $375, I think they got 10 offers.
22.
Yeah. Yeah. And I bet you it goes for $425.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. One of whom was my buyer who, yeah. And this is the other thing. I had Key Mortgage call because that's one of the things, that we do. And our lender was out of town. And so her boss, Michael Polera, called. What a terrific guy. He's like the manager, and he's calling the listing agent to talk about the qualifications of my buyer. And the listing agent told him there were 5 cash offers. So we haven't gotten the official word of no, but and I know that we were not at 425. So I'm guessing, that's not going to be for us. But okay, so it's under the median sales price for Lakeview, right? And we talked about this last week. We're mentioning it again today. There's just no inventory on the market right now. And sellers, if you have a place you want to go to and can find a place to go, sell, because you're going to do well for sure.
Not only that, but I've been talking to my sellers who all want to price it for all these price increases. And so they want to price it at $425. At $425, you might get 3 offers.
Right.
Maybe. At $375, you're going to get everybody and then you'll do better. At $425, you might get 3 offers, but they'll be at, maybe $400.
Right. No, that's exactly right. So, remember too, this weekend, it was this weekend, Kyle, when we had the frigid cold and we had the snowstorm yesterday, and it was insane the number of people that were there.
I have a pre-listing at the pre-listings at 1500 Sheridan and Wilmette, right across from Plaza Del Lago, and I was showing it to some people. We haven't gone on the market. We haven't even fully priced it yet, and tons and we had a showing scheduled for Friday at 4 p.m. and it was 5 below zero, and I said, "Can we reschedule? It's dangerous to go out." And I had some pushback. They were like, "Why?"
I know. Well, I think that's how people are right now. They are so frantic to find property, they'll put their lives in danger going outside to go look and compete, right?
Yeah. And the reason I got nervous is not even the walk from my car to the building. It's the outer drive, because God forbid something happens.
Yeah.
I could freeze to death, and I don't want to. It's just like not worth it. So
I wouldn't want to either if I were you.
Yeah, not out there, not worth it. So, but we then saw it on Saturday when it was 7 degrees. Fine, 7 degrees versus -5, different, very different. So anyway.
Well, for our viewers, and we've done this in the past, but let's go through it again. Let's just take turns, go back and forth, what they should do to win in a multiple offer situation. So you say one, I'll say one. Back and forth.
Have your financing lined up so crystal clearly in advance with as much information that makes you look like a cash offer as possible.
Right. And Key Mortgage can do that good as cash thing, and we didn't have enough time to do that this time. It takes a week, and they will do a real hard pull of your credit, unlike a pre-approval where they'll do the soft pull. So you have to be serious, but if you're not cash, that'll at least give you, right?
As good as cash.
Right. Okay. What's the next one?
I just did that one. You do the next one.
Okay, I'll do one. You know, the terms, you
Yes.
know, you want to put as much earnest money down as you're comfortable with because that money's going to be applied to closing and it's protected through the contingencies. But you look like a more serious buyer when you put more money down.
Yes. And so you say money down and earnest money. So money down meaning the more you
Well,
look
I
at,
meant earnest money. Yeah.
oh,
Obviously, you want to put as much money down on the loan, but also for earnest money. And so I don't know what you're seeing. I'm seeing a lot of 5% for earnest money, for
oh,
serious earnest money.
yes,
But
yes.
I think you need to be at least 5%. You know, when I started in the business 35 years ago, everybody was putting 10% down as earnest money. It was hard written into the contract even at that point.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
5% is really very standard for total earnest money.
Yes, it is.
But I'd
Yeah.
even say go above that to show real seriousness
I
because
agree.
yeah,
Yeah. Absolutely. I think that'll make it look better. I had on one of my listings this weekend, somebody put on the contract, um, not as is, because what the seller said was, if there's a structural defect, if there's a material defect, if there's a safety situation, we'll talk about that. But that's the only thing in the inspection that you can bring up, because I don't want to be off the market for a week only to have you say, you know, the cabinets stick and I need this other small thing, which I think is fair,
totally.
right?
Well, I would do that anyway. Get people to understand that this is not a place to, and not a market in which you're going to be, well, yeah, whatever, just if you like it,
Exactly.
let's go. Yeah. Be
Well, and
professional.
I think that that's too much the case when you're in one of these markets where people will come in and come overprice, thinking that they're going to use the appraisal as an excuse to get out of it,
Mhm.
or they're going to like sit on it. As long as they control it, they have several days to decide if they have buyer's remorse or not. And that's just not a thing to do, people,
Yeah.
right? You got to be serious when you come in. So that's the other thing. Some people are waiving inspections. Some people are doing appraisal gaps where you say, even if it doesn't appraise out, I'll still take it. Of course, you need to be a cash offer or have enough money down in order to do that. Um, trying
I also would not get my heart set if the seller's agent isn't a strong agent. They haven't been doing this a while because um, things will go awry. And I don't want my people's hearts set on properties that we're not going
what
to
are
have
you
control
saying?
over. If they don't have the ability to marshal their clients and bring a transaction to a close, I don't want to be in a multiple offer situation in that. People can flip around and do all sorts of weird things that are
You're saying
just
if the listing agent is not an
a
experienced. Yeah.
list.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I will tell my clients not to get their heart set.
Yeah.
And say, we can try for it. We can do all the things, but I do not want you to get worked up because, the agent who doesn't call back, the agent who doesn't communicate, the agent who's, had challenges before. I worry that it will be an unhappy situation, even if you're the one who wins. A
Absolutely.
multiple offer situation. It can be.
I'll tell you what, folks, if you want to buy in this environment, get yourself an agent
Yeah,
that knows what they're doing.
you can't do it
You
alone.
know,
No.
you'll
Not
do
in Oakland Park, not in any of these neighborhoods where the prices are increasing, the competition from buyers is increasing. Hopefully, we're going to get a lot more properties on the market, but we can't guarantee it.
No, right.
We're getting close to Super Bowl Sunday, which is usually the kickoff.
I know, but it's insane right now, right?
Yeah,
And I
I'm
think
seeing some, but not enough.
well, you're saying listings. We need more listings because these buyers, they're out there already.
Buyers
They're
are here. Yeah.
And even in this kind of weather, even in this kind of temperature, they're still out there. So, oh boy.
Yeah. And okay.
Yeah. So especially, yeah, you sellers, if you're thinking about selling, give us a call. We can help you.
Yes.
Oh dear. Anyway, that's what I've got this week.
Good things. Thank you.
You
That's what I have. Well, see you next week or the week after. Depends on the cold. Depends on what we're doing.
As we do this from our homes. Okay. And everybody, please forgive me for my thumbnail for our video this week. I'll do better next
Uh-oh.
week, I promise.
What's the thumbnail?
Yeah, the thing that says Monday morning coffee with Kyle and Ann. Yeah.
Oh, but I didn't see it. What's it say?
It
Oh,
it says, yeah, it's ugly.
oh.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
See you later, everybody. Thanks for watching.